The Stoic View on Generosity and Giving. Chapter 1, Introduction to Stoicism and Generosity. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece. It teaches us how to live a good and virtuous life. One of the key aspects of Stoicism is understanding how to deal with emotions and challenges. But what does Stoicism say about generosity and giving? In this chapter, we will explore the basic ideas of Stoicism and how they relate to the act of giving. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Generosity, in this sense, is an action that we can control. When we give, we are choosing to share our resources, time, or kindness with others. This choice aligns with the Stoic belief in acting virtuously. Giving is seen as an expression of our inner virtue and character. Generosity in Stoicism is not about expecting something in return. It is about doing good for the sake of good. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, not from external rewards. Therefore, when we give, we should do so selflessly, without expecting gratitude or reciprocation. In this chapter, we will lay the foundation for understanding how Stoicism views generosity. We will see that for Stoics, giving is not just a duty but a natural expression of our humanity and virtue. As we move forward, we will delve deeper into specific aspects of generosity and how they align with Stoic principles. Chapter 2, The Virtue of Generosity and Stoicism. Virtue is a central concept in Stoicism. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life is the path to true happiness. Generosity is one of these virtues. But what makes generosity a virtue in Stoicism? In Stoic philosophy, virtues are qualities that lead to a good and moral life. Generosity, or the act of giving, is seen as a virtue because it helps us connect with others and build a better society. When we are generous, we are practicing kindness, compassion, and selflessness. These qualities are essential for living a virtuous life. Generosity also reflects the Stoic idea of using our resources wisely. The Stoics believe that we should use what we have to help others and make the world a better place. This means that being generous is not about giving away everything we own, but about sharing what we can in a thoughtful and meaningful way. Another important aspect of Stoic generosity is the intention behind it. For the Stoics, the motivation for giving is just as important as the act itself. True generosity comes from a place of genuine care and concern for others. It is not about seeking praise or recognition, but about doing what is right. In this chapter, we will explore how generosity fits into the larger framework of Stoic virtues. We will see that being generous is not just a moral obligation, but a way to cultivate our own character and contribute to the well-being of others. Chapter 3, The Role of Wisdom in Generosity. Wisdom is another key virtue in Stoicism. It involves understanding the world and making good decisions. But how does wisdom relate to generosity? In Stoic philosophy, wisdom helps us determine when and how to be generous. It teaches us to give in ways that truly benefit others and ourselves. This means that wise generosity is thoughtful and considerate. We don't just give for the sake of giving, we give in ways that are meaningful and helpful. Wisdom also helps us understand our own limitations. We cannot solve all the world's problems, but we can make a difference in the lives of those around us. By using our wisdom, we can identify where our generosity will have the greatest impact. This might mean supporting a cause we care about, helping a friend in need, or contributing to our community. Another aspect of wise generosity is knowing when to say no. Sometimes, saying no is the most generous thing we can do. For example, if giving in a certain situation would harm us or enable bad behavior in others, it might be wiser to withhold our support. Wisdom helps us make these difficult decisions. In this chapter, we will delve into how wisdom guides our acts of generosity. We will see that wise giving is about making informed and thoughtful choices that align with our values and the greater good. Chapter 4, Generosity and Emotional Control. Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and not let them dictate our actions. But how does this apply to generosity? When we give out of guilt, anger, or a desire for approval, our generosity is not truly virtuous. The Stoics believe that our actions should come from a place of calm and rationality. This means that true generosity is not driven by emotions, but by a genuine desire to do good. Controlling our emotions also helps us avoid the pitfalls of resentment and burnout. If we give too much or for the wrong reasons, we might feel taken advantage of or exhausted. Stoic generosity is about finding a balance. We should give what we can, but also take care of ourselves. Emotional control also means letting go of expectations. When we give, we should not expect anything in return. This helps us avoid disappointment and maintain a positive outlook. The Stoics believe that happiness comes from within, not from external rewards. By giving without expectations, we cultivate inner peace and satisfaction. In this chapter, we will explore how controlling our emotions can lead to more genuine and sustainable acts of generosity. We will see that by giving from a place of calm and rationality, we can truly embody the Stoic principles of virtue and wisdom. Chapter 5: The Benefits of Generosity. Generosity is not just good for others, it is also good for us. In this chapter, we will explore the many benefits of being generous from a Stoic perspective. One of the key benefits of generosity is the sense of fulfillment it brings. When we give, we feel a sense of purpose and connection to others. This aligns with the Stoic belief that true happiness comes from within. By being generous, we cultivate inner joy and satisfaction. Generosity also helps us build stronger relationships. When we give, we show others that we care. This fosters trust and mutual respect, which are essential for healthy relationships. The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and that our actions have an impact on those around us. By being generous, we contribute to a more compassionate and supportive community. Another benefit of generosity is that it helps us develop important virtues like kindness, compassion, and empathy. These qualities are essential for living a virtuous life. By practicing generosity, we strengthen our character and become better individuals. Generosity also helps us shift our focus from material possessions to what truly matters. The Stoics believe that true wealth comes from our inner virtues, not from external possessions. By giving, we remind ourselves of this important truth and cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude. In this chapter, we will explore the many benefits of generosity and see how it aligns with the Stoic path to happiness and virtue. Chapter 6: Generosity in Everyday Life. Generosity is not just about grand gestures, it is about everyday actions. In this chapter, we will explore how we can practice generosity in our daily lives. One of the simplest ways to be generous is to share our time and attention. This can be as simple as listening to a friend, helping a neighbor, or volunteering for a cause we care about. These small acts of kindness can have a big impact on those around us. We can also practice generosity by sharing our knowledge and skills. If we have expertise in a certain area, we can offer to teach or mentor others. This helps others grow and succeed, and it also helps us develop a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Another way to be generous is to show kindness and compassion in our interactions with others. This can be as simple as offering a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand. By being kind and compassionate, we create a positive and supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. Generosity can also involve sharing our resources, such as money, food, or clothing. However, it is important to give in a way that is thoughtful and meaningful. The Stoics believe that true generosity comes from a place of wisdom and intention. This means that we should give in ways that truly benefit others and ourselves. In this chapter, we will explore practical ways to incorporate generosity into our everyday lives. We will see that by making small, consistent efforts, we can make a big difference in the world around us. Chapter 7: Overcoming Barriers to Generosity. Despite our best intentions, we often face barriers to being generous. In this chapter, we will explore some common obstacles to generosity and how we can overcome them. One common barrier is fear of scarcity. We might worry that if we give too much, we will not have enough for ourselves. However, the Stoics believe that true wealth comes from our inner virtues, not from external possessions. By cultivating a mindset of abundance and trust, we can overcome this fear and practice generosity more freely. Another barrier is the desire for recognition. We might give because we want praise or approval from others. However, the Stoics believe that true generosity comes from a place of selflessness and genuine care for others. By letting go of the need for external validation, we can practice more authentic and meaningful acts of giving. We might also face barriers in the form of time and energy. In our busy lives, it can be challenging to find the time and energy to be generous. However, generosity does not always require grand gestures. Small acts of kindness, such as offering a smile or a helping hand, can make a big difference. By making small, consistent efforts, we can incorporate generosity into our daily lives. In this chapter, we will explore strategies for overcoming these and other barriers to generosity. We will see that by cultivating a mindset of abundance, selflessness, and consistency, we can practice generosity more freely and meaningfully. Chapter 8: The Impact of Generosity on Relationships. Generosity has a profound impact on our relationships. In this chapter, we will explore how being generous can strengthen our connections with others and create a more compassionate and supportive community. When we are generous, we show others that we care about them and their well-being. This fosters trust and mutual respect, which are essential for healthy relationships. By giving our time, attention, and resources, we create a positive and supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. Generosity also helps us develop important qualities like kindness, compassion, and empathy. These qualities are essential for building strong and meaningful relationships. By practicing generosity, we become more attuned to the needs and feelings of others, and we are better able to support and care for them. Another impact of generosity is that it helps us build a sense of community. When we give, we contribute to a more compassionate and supportive society. This creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to be generous as well. By being generous, we help create a culture of kindness and mutual support. In this chapter, we will explore how generosity can transform our relationships and create a more compassionate and supportive community. We will see that by giving selflessly and thoughtfully, we can build stronger connections with others and contribute to the greater good. Chapter 9: Generosity and Self-Care. Generosity is important, but it is also important to take care of ourselves. In this chapter, we will explore the balance between generosity and self-care. The Stoics believe that we should use our resources wisely, and this includes our time and energy. While it is important to be generous, it is also important to take care of our own well-being. This means setting boundaries and knowing when to say no. By taking care of ourselves, we ensure that we have the energy and resources to continue being generous. Self-care also involves recognizing our own limitations. We cannot solve all the world's problems, but we can make a difference in the lives of those around us. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can practice generosity in a sustainable and meaningful way. Another aspect of self-care is cultivating a sense of inner peace and contentment. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, not from external rewards. By practicing self-care, we cultivate a sense of inner well-being that allows us to give more freely and generously. In this chapter, we will explore how to balance generosity with self-care. We will see that by taking care of ourselves, we can continue to be generous in a sustainable and meaningful way. Chapter 10: Generosity and Gratitude. Gratitude and generosity are closely connected. In this chapter, we will explore how practicing gratitude can enhance our generosity and vice versa. Gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the good things in our lives. When we practice gratitude, we cultivate a sense of abundance and contentment. This makes it easier for us to be generous, as we feel more secure and fulfilled. Generosity, in turn, enhances our sense of gratitude. When we give, we are reminded of the abundance in our lives and the positive impact we can have on others. This creates a positive cycle, where gratitude and generosity reinforce each other. The Stoics believe that gratitude is an essential aspect of a virtuous life. By practicing gratitude, we cultivate a sense of humility and appreciation for the world around us. This makes us more attuned to the needs of others and more willing to share our resources and kindness. In this chapter, we will explore the connection between gratitude and generosity. We will see that by practicing gratitude, we can enhance our generosity and cultivate a more positive and fulfilling life. Chapter 11: The Ripple Effect of Generosity. Generosity has a ripple effect, inspiring others to be generous as well. In this chapter, we will explore how our acts of generosity can create a positive impact that extends beyond ourselves. When we are generous, we create a positive example for others to follow. Our actions inspire others to be kind and giving, creating a ripple effect that spreads throughout our community. This is especially important in challenging times, when acts of generosity can provide hope and support. The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and that our actions have an impact on those around us. By being generous, we contribute to a more compassionate and supportive society. This creates a positive cycle, where acts of kindness and generosity inspire others to do the same. Generosity also helps build a sense of community and mutual support. When we give, we create a culture of kindness and cooperation. This fosters stronger relationships and a more supportive environment for everyone. In this chapter, we will explore the ripple effect of generosity and see how our actions can create a positive impact that extends beyond ourselves. We will see that by being generous, we can inspire others and contribute to a more compassionate and supportive world. Chapter 12, Generosity and Mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present and fully engaged in the moment. In this chapter, we will explore how practicing mindfulness can enhance our generosity. When we are mindful, we are more attuned to the needs and feelings of others. This makes us more aware of opportunities to be generous and more thoughtful in our actions. By being present and attentive, we can give in ways that truly benefit others. Mindfulness also helps us cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. This makes it easier for us to be generous, as we feel more secure and fulfilled. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, and mindfulness helps us connect with this inner source of well-being. Practicing mindfulness also helps us avoid the pitfalls of impulsive or thoughtless giving. By being present and intentional in our actions, we can give in ways that are thoughtful and meaningful. This aligns with the Stoic belief in acting with wisdom and intention. In this chapter, we will explore the connection between mindfulness and generosity. We will see that by practicing mindfulness, we can enhance our generosity and cultivate a more thoughtful and fulfilling life. Chapter 13, Generosity and Personal Growth. Generosity is not just about helping others, it is also about our own personal growth. In this chapter, we will explore how practicing generosity can help us grow and develop as individuals. When we are generous, we cultivate important virtues like kindness, compassion, and empathy. These qualities are essential for living a virtuous life and contribute to our own personal growth. By practicing generosity, we become better individuals and more aligned with our values. Generosity also helps us develop a sense of purpose and fulfillment. When we give, we feel a sense of connection to others and the world around us. This creates a sense of meaning and purpose in our lives, which is essential for personal growth. Another aspect of personal growth is learning to let go of our attachment to material possessions. The Stoics believe that true wealth comes from our inner virtues, not from external possessions. By practicing generosity, we cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude, which helps us grow and develop as individuals. In this chapter, we will explore how generosity can contribute to our personal growth and development. We will see that by being generous, we not only help others but also cultivate important virtues and a sense of purpose in our own lives. Chapter 14, Generosity and Social Responsibility. Generosity is not just an individual virtue, it is also a social responsibility. In this chapter, we will explore how being generous contributes to the greater good and our role as members of society. The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and that our actions have an impact on those around us. By being generous, we contribute to a more compassionate and supportive society. This is especially important in times of need, when our generosity can provide hope and support to those who are struggling. Generosity also helps create a sense of community and mutual support. When we give, we foster a culture of kindness and cooperation. This strengthens our social bonds and creates a more supportive environment for everyone. Another aspect of social responsibility is using our resources wisely. The Stoics believe that we should use what we have to help others and make the world a better place. This means that being generous is not just about giving away our possessions, but about using our time, energy, and resources in thoughtful and meaningful ways. In this chapter, We will explore the role of generosity and social responsibility and see how our actions can contribute to the greater good. We will see that by being generous, we not only help others but also fulfill our role as members of society. Chapter 15, Conclusion and Reflection. In this final chapter, we will reflect on the Stoic view of generosity and giving. We will summarize the key points we have explored and see how they come together to create a comprehensive understanding of generosity and Stoicism. We have seen that generosity is a central virtue in Stoic philosophy. It involves acting with kindness, compassion, and selflessness, and it is guided by wisdom and intention. True generosity comes from a place of inner peace and contentment, and it is not driven by external rewards or recognition. We have also explored the many benefits of generosity, both for ourselves and for others. Generosity helps us build stronger relationships, create a sense of community, and cultivate important virtues like kindness and compassion. It also contributes to our personal growth and fulfillment. In addition, we have seen that generosity is a social responsibility. As members of society, we have a role to play in creating a more compassionate and supportive world. By being generous, we contribute to the greater good and fulfill our role as responsible members of society. In conclusion, the Stoic view of generosity and giving is a comprehensive and holistic approach that emphasizes the importance of acting with kindness, compassion, and wisdom. By practicing generosity in our daily lives, we can cultivate a more fulfilling and virtuous life, and contribute to a more compassionate and supportive world.